Well, you're not gonna believe this. Okay, I'm doing this video literally the day after I originally finished the book and everything, specifically because I knew for a fact that if I did this video after I had finished Phoenix of Scarlet, everyone would have thought I was just rushing to be rushing, when no, it's just because I naturally read fast. And I will say this, if Phoenix of Scarlet was all about the stakes, Blossom of Gold is definitely all about the stunning conclusion, and it's got a whole lot of surprises for you. This is Kat, the Crow-Winged author, here at the Magic Library, and today we are discussing the stunning conclusion to the NecroSeam Chronicles by Ellie Raine, and that's Book 5, Blossom of Gold. Before we get into that and everything, I would like to talk to you about my own debut novel, Arborea Lux. Arborea Lux is a paranormal dark fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, a plot to overthrow the ruling monarchy because of the villain's trauma, and some tough choices that the main character has to make along the way. Follow alongside Lux as she basically goes from not knowing who she is to having to traverse through the social norms and the social discourse of Obsidia Terma all the way to the royal estate in order to find out what happened to her friend Silas, specifically his twin sister Luxia. You meet some lovable characters along the way, you meet some very, very mysterious ones too, and you also see where the thread of community basically ties all of these people together. And not to mention there's some gory bits in there too. So if you like mystery with a little bit of gore, I think you would like some of the details in this book. I'll make a video about Arborea Lux later, but if you guys would like to read it and tell me your thoughts about it, I have put the Amazon link down in the description below, right under the link for Ellie Raine's book, The Blossom of Gold. And speaking of that, let's get on to this video. Okay, so I literally could not put this book down. I started this book right after I finished the video for Phoenix of Scarlet, and by the time I had gone to work that night, I was almost halfway through the book, and then I blatantly finished the book after I had returned home from getting my paycheck cashed. And I finished it in my room in this very spot. And I wanted so bad to do a video for it, but I could not because it would just seem to be a little rushed, and I wanted to think about what I wanted to say. So in my last video, I used the word holy as an expletive to basically keep myself from cussing, because wow, Phoenix of Scarlet was definitely a book that, for one, tugged at my heartstrings, but it also just absolutely just floored me with some of the most insane plot twists and everything. And Blossom of Gold, I was half expecting to be sort of the same way, and where you do get some surprises and everything, you actually more often than not get a bunch of loose ends that are tied up pretty nicely, and I find that to be just very, very soothing and relaxing. Now, true, there's still some obvious drama in Blossom of Gold, because the twins find out what their purpose is, and they also find out that the villain Macarius also definitely, well, for one, he's a little, as I would say, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but at the same time, he is so blinded by this, by what I would like to call, I would guess, a righteous narcissism, that he doesn't take the full meaning of what is prophesied to come into play and everything. And part of that has to do with Dream and his interpretation, but you have to remember that Dream has lived for over 2,000 years, and he was a child when he was having those visions. So, yeah. But I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm actually sort of backtracking to Phoenix of Scarlet and everything. Let's talk about Blossom of Gold and all of its pretty little loose ends tied up into very happy endings. We get another wedding in this one, and this one is very, very extravagant. It is the wedding of a very beloved character, and it was something that I was looking forward to, and I did not realize the joy that I would feel in my heart until actually reading how it went and everything. It was so good. It was so good. Another plot point that is sort of tied up very nicely is the arc about the sentience and the ancients, and how they are seen as different from their other demonly spawn. And I like how Ellie ended that and everything, because it's like it sort of reminds me of what I did in my own book, where of social discourse and everything, and it was a really nice touch, and I absolutely loved it. We see villains become neutral characters, and we see backstabbing, a lot of backstabbing, or in this case, just you know, the act of unaliving someone, as Deadpool would say in Ultimate Spider-Man in that one particular episode of season 2. But I digress. Blossom of Gold was really, really good, and I will say this, there was a major twist at the end. I won't spoil it for you, specifically because I want to see just everybody's reaction if they do decide to get Blossom of Gold. I want you, if you actually have the book and you've read it, I want you to just put in put like a string of emojis of what you felt when reading the latter half of Blossom of Gold, and put it in the comments below. I want to know so bad what you guys thought of it, and definitely tell Ellie Raine too. If you're on Facebook and everything, you can actually find her author page and everything that she has for NecroSeam Chronicles, and you can text her. Definitely go there and give her some love, because wow, she did a very wonderful job with this entire series, and I just love it. For all of the like anxiety that Phoenix of Scarlet gave us, Blossom of Gold actually was sort of, for the most part, was actually sort of a nice relaxing period for your brain and everything. True, you're still having to follow along the characters as they deal with the trauma of what happened in the last book, but everything's sort of calm now. I say sort of as like just with the like utmost, it's just level, because there's still a lot of, for lack of a better term, scheming going on in behind the scenes here, of course, and it's like things are realized, and at the end of this book and everything, they actually all go back to Grimm, and that's where, and that's like at the halfway part of the book, and that's where everything starts to really just go phew. So I will say this, it's a really good book and everything. Compared to the other ones, it was sort of lax, but near the end, there's all of this action and like all of this, forgive me YouTube for cussing right here, everything's just so badass near the end, because it's like everyone comes to terms with their destiny, and they all end up having to work together to defeat this threat against their world and against their gods. And it's just, it just gives me chills and everything, because it's very rare that you see something like this happen with like such big stakes, and you feel the anxiety that everybody feels when going through it and everything, but at the same time you know for a fact that even though that this is technically the end of the series, you know that something magnificent is going to happen, and that's what you're waiting for. The anticipation almost literally kills you, or in this case, or as censored as it may be, it almost literally unalives you, and it's so good. I love this series so freaking much. Ellie Raine does a very wonderful job in just like the amount of detail that she puts into this entire world of each and every deity that she has created, with every civilization, with every kingdom, their cultures and their culture, their traditions, their customs. It's just the mannerisms of each of the people and everything, and it's just so good. It's so good. And she and I actually once talked about this, specifically because of the fanfiction project that I was doing. I was talking about different customs for each of the people and everything, I think I've actually talked her into trying to write and produce a codex book for the entire world of Nyrus and the NecroSeam Chronicles, and it's just I was glad that I was able to give her at least a list of what she needed to start out with, and I look forward to see what she does with that, if she decides to do anything at all. I know she's busy, so yeah. I remember texting Ellie specifically after I'd finished the book that I called her a mastermind of writing, and it is something that I do not give. It is a compliment that I do not give people lightly, specifically because, one, I don't know all that many authors whose books I've read, and two, Ellie her books are just so good. I knew the moment she said gothic fanfiction or not fanfiction, sorry. I knew for a fact that when she said gothic fantasy with dark elements, that also animal shifters and everything, and then she said the word Reaper, and I was like, yes, sign me up. And I knew that, and now looking back on that, I'm so glad that I made that choice, because this book is just absolutely awesome. This entire world in this series is awesome. It's so immersive, and it's just, it gives me chills to talk about it. She had once mentioned before that this entire series was actually meant to be a video game. I remember reading that in her in an author bio, and she took a writing course, and then she decided to turn the entire concept into just this amazing five book series of just absolutely immersive world where not everything is as it seems, but at the same time, everything that you can probably think of probably will at some point happen. It's a world of dream, and it's a world of fantasy, and I love the subtle tones of just grave danger, and it's so good. She actually has 2 more books that she wrote specifically for NecroSeam Chronicles, and they're both actually prequels. One of them talks about Willow's mother and father, Ceridan Ember and Myra Sandist, who Myra is the daughter of Dream, and Ceridan is the relic blood of death. So yeah, I think that's a shorter book compared to the other one. The other one is specifically from Willow's point of view, I want to say, and it talks about her early childhood, and how she meets Xavier and Alex, and how they basically just all grow up together. It leads up to the events that are discussed in the prologue of Willow of Ashes, and it's just. And I really can't wait to read those, but at the same time, it's like, I know for a fact that because those books are both so short, I will probably finish them in one sitting because it's so good. Ellie is very good with immersing the readers into just this very lush and full world. and it's filled with characters that you grow to love no matter what. And I think that if anything, that Ellie should get so much love for the work that she's put into this, because it's so diverse and it's just so utterly brilliant. So Ellie, if you are watching this video, and I hope you are because I will be sending you a link to this video, I hope that this just absolutely not only makes your day, because I know that not a lot of people talk about your books, but I hope that your book sales skyrocket, because this entire series needs the love it deserves. And oh my gosh, it's just so good. I cannot recommend it enough, specifically because of all of the twists and turns that you'll take from the beginning at book 1, following the journey of the twins, and everything from the twins being stuck in their predicament to powering through that predicament, and then having this burden of being the shadow blood thrust upon them, and them having to accept it, but at the same time just like try to fight what they're having to do. And it's something I think a lot of people actually go through, specifically because of the fact that we feel that we are always being led around by a leash of fate, and at the same time we don't want to be led by fate, but the opposite end of that spectrum is that we wonder what our purpose is. And this story basically catalogs the entire journey of these twins who are led by the leash of fate, but they're wondering what their purpose is, but at the same time they don't like where this path is going, and they try to fight it. And they, in the end, they realize that they absolutely have to, and it's very poignant, and it ends just absolutely beautifully at the end of the book. It's just so good. I feel like I'm gushing so much about this, and it's like, can you blame me? Can you blame me, really? I'll probably do the exact same thing, because I have decided that I'm going to go through the entirety of all the Cassandra Clare books that I've got, specifically in the order, in chronological order of the timeline and everything. And well, that's going to be a daunting task all on its own. I will say that right now. So yeah. But considering that this was Ellie's first series and everything, I can't wait to see what she comes up with next, if she decides to at all. I know that some writers, once they get done writing the story that they want to tell, they take a break and they rest before they come up with their next story idea, or maybe that's the only story that they want to tell. I don't really know which is the case for Ellie, but either way, I'm looking forward to what she comes up with next. And I think that's all that I've got for this video. So yeah, yay, we finally finished NecroSeam Chronicles. I'm so happy. I'll definitely read the series again, just because it's just so good and I love the world. And I will also be doing a fanfiction project for it, just because it's like there's some stuff in there that's just like the fanfiction writer in me that's like, I don't like some of these parts, but I understand why they're important. But I want to see how much things change if I insert my own character into it. And for any of those of you who know me, it is sort of a self-insert, but at the same time it's not. It's told from the first person point of view, but I have definitely given this character a mind and name of their own, and not mine. But enough about that, let's talk about some of the goodies. If you want to read Blossom of Gold or any of the books in the NecroSeam Chronicles, I will leave the link in the description below. You can follow it to Amazon and get Blossom of Gold. And she's got also all the other books there on Amazon as well. First of all, definitely start out with Willow of Ashes and then go through Orbs of Azure, Pearl of Emerald, Phoenix of Scarlet, and then finally Blossom of Gold. I know for a fact that if you love anything fantasy, you will definitely enjoy this journey. I'm also going to put the link for her website down below as well, specifically because, one, she does not get enough love, and I want you to go over there to that website and give this woman some love. She freaking deserves it. She's got this amazing store with all these little goodies. She's got apparel and hoodies. She's got tote bags. She's got tumblers with straws. I recently just bought one for a wave crasher because one of my favorite characters in the entire series is a Marentian, but he is also the Demon King of the Western Seas. So yeah, that sort of shows where my loyalties lie. She's got other stuff on there too. She's got these like beautiful little charms. She's got face masks and everything. And it's just, she's got leggings. She's got like, she's got, I think I forget what kind of dresses they are, but she's got dresses as well. And they're just all so beautifully designed. And she's also got some Kern merch too, because Kern is the one feral little ferret that also deserves some love in this entire series. He's a character that you will definitely come to love because this little ferret is absolutely just like bat crap insane, and it's just, I think you'll love Kern once you get later on in the series. While we're on the topic of buying books and buying merch, please, for the love of heavens, go down to the Amazon link down below to get my debut novel as well. Arborea Lux is my debut novel, and it is a dark fantasy that I hope you guys will enjoy. Ellie actually read it, and she absolutely loves it too. And I'm so glad that she got her copy. It means so much that she read my book too. So. If you liked this video, please, for the love of God, subscribe and ring that bell notification and help me reach my goal of reaching 100 subs before the end of the year. It's a very small goal, or a very small milestone, and I want to at least reach that before going on into next year because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do for the channel going forward, and I've got so many video ideas, and I want to make sure that people actually love the content that I'm putting out because it is a very select niche, I'm realizing, because I talk mostly about writing craft. I talk about different book reviews that I've done, and I also talk about escapism. I've actually not done an escapism video in a while, so I will definitely get on that. For more updates about the channel and what we're doing, whether it be videos or writing projects that I'm doing, life in general, or just stuff that just is absolutely random, as you witnessed no doubt earlier this week, I hope you guys will go down to the socials that I have listed below and follow me on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on Instagram. On Twitter, on TikTok, I am doing a series for writer memes and everything. I've not touched on it in a while. I'm probably going to do that later today, but at the same time, I've got to find other memes besides the ones I've got, so please like this video and comment down below to get the algorithm up and running and everything, because I am a YouTuber that has absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and I would like to at least help get my views up, because this is just an author vlog just for the heck of it. So thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end to hear me just absolutely gush over Ellie Raine's books and everything. It means so much that you made it this far. And I hope that you guys decided to read the books too, and I hope you guys enjoy them, because they're just so good, and it's definitely a worthwhile read. I'm actually going back through Willow of Ashes, and I'm doing a fan fiction project for it. So for the entire series, and of course I had to start out with Willow of Ashes because that's where the story begins for my character anyway. So yeah. This has been Kat, the crowing author here at the Magic Library, and I hope you guys have a very wonderful day.